Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with my July layout share. I am not gonna lie, I don't have very many that I did off camera, maybe 4, only because I have been enjoying my summer. I struggled kind of getting through this month, getting you guys at least 3 videos a week. So come August, I will try my best to keep at 3, but just know if there's not 3 videos a week, there's nothing wrong. I'm just enjoying my summer with my kids. A little bit of mom guilt too. I always feel kind of guilty being out in the she shed. I feel like I got to spend the time with the kids while they're home in the summer. And I hate scrapbooking when it's so beautiful out because I get stuck inside so much in the winter. So hang on. Yeah, bear with me, I guess, through August. Come September, I'll be back probably at 4 layouts a week. So hang with me. We'll get back to normal. This one is what I did off camera. I went to Canada for a weekend to take some stuff up there and wanted to really dive into older collections, things that I've been holding on to and really kind of stash bust. So this was one of them. There's a couple of layouts with this same collection. I think it's a Pretty Little Studios collection. And so Actually, I think I did this one in the car on the way home, if I remember correctly. So if you travel and are on a road trip, you can scrapbook in the car. Yes, this is one I did on the way home. So kept it kind of simple with the background at least. Just have the plaid paper around. These were the branding strips and it was the same on every piece of paper in the collection, which I thought was kind of nice. So I did end up adding those and then used some of the papers to make some flags back behind it. And I had a couple of different ephemera packs. So I just kind of used up what I had. Not my favorite embellishment clusters, but it is what it is. And I used up some of my supply. So that is what was kind of important for me with this. I did love how there was this coffee cup because we are having coffee and donuts. And then here I plan on saying something like sister, coffee, donuts, fall, something like that. Just kind of some good fall memories, my favorite things, I guess, with that, and do some journaling up there as well. This one here is super fun. I just did this one. I use Cabin Fever by Photoplay. It's kind of like a COVID outdoorsy collection. Made a shaker pocket, a s'mores shaker pocket, and then these s'mores pieces are from Tall Mouse. So there's little graham crackers and marshmallows and fire. I got that at the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo in May. They're all over. I went to the one in Orlando, so I think they're still having some this year, but loved that. And then also used some kind of camping and s'mores flares from Scrap and Happy Studio. These clear stickers are from a fall hip kit club, but I love the colors. They match this striped paper perfectly. Oh, this one is one of my favorites. So this is actually from this 4th of July. I had this vision for this picture. I wanted the boys' silhouettes with the fireworks in the background, and my husband executed it perfectly. He took several of them. I kind of like how you see the sunset kind of in that picture as well. They started the fireworks kind of early, but this is an 8.5. It was an 8.5 by 11. I did trim it down, I think an inch maybe. And then that allowed me to kind of add some of the actual fireworks from that night as well up there. And then just kept embellishments pretty simple. I, used some older pieces. This is actually washi from an older Pebbles collection, as are these banners, I think. So definitely mix some old and newer pieces with this layout. This one here is the Memory Lane collection from Close to My Heart. It was on special last month. If it's still available, we'll link it down below. It's more of a homey, like spend time with you at home sort of a thing. But I used my stamps and made it more of a tropical feel. So I loved how the colors just kind of fit, I think, with the color scheme of the photos, with the yellows and the pinks. And this was on the beach in Florida, so I used some palm fronds to kind of make it more tropical, a sun stamp as well, and just really thought this was a fun, kind of simple layout. This one here is the Where To Next collection from Vicki Boutin. So I documented a couple stores my sister took me to on a trip last year, and she just knows me so well. I did fussy cut the paper strip of the houses or the buildings, and then layered the stickers up on foam tape in front of it, and just had a couple of easy, simple clusters there. I will journal a little bit, but this one came together real quick because of the larger ephemera pieces. This one here is a two-page layout. I can get the majority of it in. So this is the Simple Vintage Lakeside collection from Simple Stories. I just have so many fishing photos. I'm trying to get better at not printing so many or even taking so many because I have so much already printed. So I kept this page kind of on the boat catching the fish, and then I have this page with their catch of the day. I just kind of grouped, I guess, the photos in the middle, which left a lot of white space up here. So I filled it in with the flags, and then kind of a couple different titles. This is a cut apart down here, and then a couple of canvas flares from Scrap and Happy Studio. Love those. And then this real life one I thought is super cute. So just made a simple cluster with that one. This is one I did off camera in Canada. So I've had this for a long time. I have some papers and then the sticker sheet for this collection. It is a Kaiser Craft collection. This is one large sticker. So I kind of knew what I wanted to do. All of the layouts I did while on vacation just came together so quickly. So I actually put the border on top of the white paper. I don't usually do that. Usually I do the white on top, but liked the way that that looked. So then I, just moved the floral sticker in a little bit and then kind of went across with my photo. The papers do not go with the photo whatsoever. But when I saw the saying on the sticker sheet, I knew I needed a photo of my sister. So I kind of just went with this one. And then again, another flare from Scrap and Happy Studio, Sweet Time with You. I did fussy cut this flower out of one of the papers. And then you can see a couple of the different papers for that one as well. This one was so fun. I used a lot of stamps from Close to My Heart. They should still be available. It was the July and August catalog. So the Legos were part of that. This kind of circular mixed media stamp was part of it. I don't know if they will still have the stamp of the month, which are the hives there. And my title, that one was the July stamp of the month, I believe. If there's some left over, I'm sure they will still have it available for you. And then I just kept the papers embellishments super simple because the Legos do make it busy. Again, a couple of flares from Scrap and Happy Studio. Surprise, surprise. And then just a plain color one that I added behind just to add another element in that cluster. So super simple. Did take me a little bit to do the border, but I did I kept the Legos in the cluster of 3. So the clusters are the same all the way around. Another 2-page layout using the Cape Cod collection from Close to My Heart. That will still be available in August as well. So initially I wanted to stamp this right on the page here going up and down. However, once I got going, my papers, I did not leave enough space in between for that. And so instead I ended up with 2 titles, which is fine. This is actually from a Rosie Studio collection. as is the sunshine down here. This summer doesn't have thin cuts with it. So instead, I saw them do this in the catalog. I actually used this background stamp here from the setting the scene, and then just added that color to it that way. I have yet to color in any of my stamps, whether with markers, colored pencils, whatever. So I thought this was a great option for me to add in the color to that stamp without having to actually color it in. This is an older stamp. I think we got it at a garage sale of Michigan. Cape Cod is more kind of ocean, lots of sea words, as in the sea. And being in Michigan, we don't have the sea, we have lakes. I consider seas saltwater, so we don't have that. So I wanted to make a layout that incorporated just lakes, none of the sea in the layout. So that was my goal with this one. This one here, I had to think out of the box. This is another one I did in Canada. This was all about rainbows, this collection, but the colors really spoke kind of the sunset for me. So I decided to change it up. I had some Felicity Jane camping ephemera, and so I decided to change it up a little bit and use that collection for camping. It just so happened that the camping embellishments were the same colors, so that was awesome. So just a square in the middle, the flag across. This is the little branding strip just to add a little bit extra. And then I will journal just a simple cluster. Again, all the layouts I did in Canada came together so quickly. My aunt was with me and she said, oh my gosh, how do you do that so fast? One thing I really found kind of fun too, this is actually a rainbow, but because I tucked it in, it just looks like a half circle. And then I covered up the middle with a flare from Scrap and Happy Studio and added to it. So just another way to kind of use a rainbow. I didn't need a rainbow for the sunset, and so I just came up with that way to be able to use one of the rainbows. This is a 2-page collection. The majority is photo play, but there are some new Heidi Swap set sail papers. I think this blue one, and then I think this cut apart is from her. So I wanted to get a lot of photos on this page. So this page only has one, but I do have 2 flip flaps on page 2 to incorporate that. That is why this is covered up a little bit. So you'll be able to read it when you open up the flip flap there. Embellishments, again, super simple. A couple of clusters, again, a couple of flares from Scrap and Happy Studio. They just match so perfectly that I wanted to include those. And then I did include a couple pieces from the Cape Cod Close to My Heart collection. So this little anchor here is an acrylic piece, so I included that. And then these birds at the top in that craft paper was, well, and the anchor over here, that's all from the Cape Cod collection, the embellishment pack. This one I had a lot of fun making as well. I cut this, I want to say 11-inch circle, and at first I was just going to cut the other part off and not include it, but then I figured why not add it to the other side. So I layered some photos or papers behind this half of the circle, and then again just my embellishments here. I have a lot of flares from Scrap and Happy Studio, so I am just really trying to use them up. So again, 2 more here. This is the canvas flare, and then this is the epoxy flare here. Used a lot of rock on phrases. You rock, rock on, you rocked it, but I don't know when else I would use those, truthfully. So I figured I was going to do it all out on this layout here. This one as well came together really quickly. That is kind of the theme of my July. I tried to get layouts done for you guys that were good, but I didn't have much time to spend on them. So I tried to kind of make quick layouts so I could spend more time with the kids. So again, this one, super simple, easy. This is actually, I used a rub-on from $49 a Market. I got that at the Scrapbook Expo as well, and that was the first time I have used those. These are these are two separate ones that I just kind of layered together to make, you know, a base for a cluster. I might journal down here still. The golf and these ephemera bits are from the Simple Pages, Simple Stories. Those are great. And then the papers are from Where to Next, Vicky Booten. This here is from the Cape Cod Scrapbooking Workshop. So with a workshop, they give you all the products you need and the instructions on how to make 3 2-page layouts. So I think it's a great way if you're stuck kind of with, even in the summer for me, this is a great way. I don't have to be too creative. Usually I can put them together quickly. And the other great thing is you can switch them up to what works for you. So the photo placements are not what was on the instructions or the original layouts, but I was able to move them around and make them work for me while still looking good. I think it was just photos here, and this cluster up here was kind of in the middle more. So again, you can switch it to what works for you. And again, I added to it. So another flare from Scrap and Happy Studio there. And another one here. I've got some fishing ones, so I figure I'd get that in. Funny story, my son wanted to fish in the ocean so bad. And so my dad was out there and he had caught a little one and kind of left it on the hook, put it back in the water for my son to reel in and think that he actually caught it, which comes to find out like a year after this happened, he did tell us he knew that Papa actually caught that fish. I just reeled it in. So he knew, but I thought it was a cute story. So I'm pretty sure that's what I wrote on the journaling there. And another one from vacation. This one here is using that Pretty Little Studio collection. This watercolor mixed media look is actually on the paper. So I just left that and then used one of those same branding strips at the bottom here. Again, tried to use up as much as I could. Luckily, in that camping ephemera collection or package from Felicity Jane, there were some floral pieces that matched the colors pretty well. So I did sneak those in from that Felicity Jane and then tried to use up a lot of the products that I had from the Pretty Little Studio collection. So that's where these frames came from. The Grateful for You, the phrases. I actually have these clear stickers, so I did add a couple of those and just really, again, kept it simple, but again, it's documented. I used up product. That's really all that matters, and I'll probably journal down here a little bit. Another layout from the Cape Cod Scrapbooking Workshop. I'm so sorry. I just drew a blank right there. So this one was fun. This one actually had 2 more photos they wanted you to put in, but I didn't have any that I could have covered up with the letters. So instead I went in my stash and found, I think it's a peach paper that matched. And so I layered those and I was able to have enough to then back my photos and incorporate it on both pages. Kept this one. Nope, I did change this one up a little bit as well. I don't think I want to say the cluster was probably in the middle a little bit more. But again, that's the fun part of it. The base kind of stays the same, but you just get to personalize it to what works for you. Again, I think I added this off camera, but I had this By the Sea flare from Scrap and Happy Studio that matched in color. So I used that up. But these are fun. You could probably figure this out on the Cricut with, cutting it out on the Cricut, and then you can back it. So something you could probably do. And then again, also this one would be so easy to scrap lift. Just cut out some different size circles if you didn't have the circular stickers. Just some different circles, make your title, that kind of thing. So definitely layouts that you're able to scrap lift. And then finally, we just celebrated our 13-year anniversary. So these photos are from our anniversary last year. We went to the same bed and breakfast that we stayed at on our honeymoon. And so that is why my title is 12 years later. The 12 is a little bit smaller. I wish it was a little bigger, but I used the, oh, what are they called? I think the irresistible alphabet. Yep. And those didn't have numbers, otherwise I would have used the same. So with the irresistibles, I am able to blend the stickers, and then they have the patterns on them, those polka dots. So I was able to blend it and then wipe the ink off the polka dots. And so that is how I did that. Those are still available only through the end of August, as are these stamp and thin cuts. That is the floral blooms. Those are available through the end of August. This is the Memory Lane collection. Again, that was on sale in July. If there's any available, they will still have it on the site. Otherwise, if it's sold out, it is gone for good. But really, just cut my photos down a little bit and layered them in the middle. Have my title here with some clusters. And just kind of kept it simple. I will journal down here a little bit. What is neat, this is our, we stayed in the exact same room too. This is our kind of journal entry, or in the guest book, I guess, of the room from our honeymoon. And so I took a picture of that. It's got our city on it, so that's why I have it covered up. But that is our journal entry from 2010. And this was our yummy breakfast. Both mornings we stayed there. So just wanted to document that because it was neat to be in the same place that we stayed on our honeymoon. So that is going to finish out my layout share for July. Again, please bear with me in August. I will still try to do 3 layouts a month because it is kind of self-love for me too to get out in the she shed and scrapbook. It's kind of my mental break from taking care of the kids, even though I do feel mom guilt sometimes. So I am going to do my best to get 3 layouts a week for you guys. If not, just know that is why. I'm just enjoying time with my family. And then in September, I will try my best to get back to 4 videos a week for you guys to enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed the layout share. Feel free to scrap lift. I would love to see, if you do scrap lift, I would love to see your layouts. I do have a Facebook group that is linked down below. There's not much interaction from you guys on the Facebook group, so I would love more interaction. So feel free to join the Facebook group and put your layouts up there as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.